Hello and welcome to a new video here on this channel. A lot of time has passed since we've last taken a look at the model railway, and as you can tell if you have watched the old episodes of the layout updates, this is not the old layout anymore. Since the last time you've seen the layout, we've moved, and that meant I had to, well, pretty much tear down the old layout and start new with a new build layout. Yeah, in the new house. So everything you're going to see now has happened between the Heritage Railway road trip last summer and today. And yeah, just some general information. The new layout actually has a name. It's called the Broadfield branch, and it is, well, I'm sort of, the idea is I want to model a Great Western Railway branch line, or pretty much the end of a branch line, but I want to have it in present day so that I can pretty much have it as a heritage railway and run whatever stock I like, but I still want to keep it pretty much Great Western. That's just my personal preferences. Some smaller mistakes I've made with the last layout that I did not want to make with this one is using first radius curves. So that was something I changed immediately. And yeah, now I just think it's time to give you a small tour of the layout and talk you through the various stages of getting to this point. So there's still a lot to do to get the layout finished, but we'll just have a look. All right, we're starting here. This is pretty much the main station on the layout. Over there we have a road bridge. You see the two tracks just end down there. Up here will be a small parking lot, and then a bit of grass down to the station area. And this is Princefield, the larger station, and also where originally in my headcanon the old line went from double track to single track. So we have an engine shed here, and we'll also have a coal coal storage, and also a water tower will be placed here. And you pretty much have two roads for locomotives, and also a siding here for some wagons, and also the left line also, well, works as a siding. Another thing that I didn't really have on the old layout is that this station has a round loop. So essentially, if trains come in from that direction, they pull in here, can uncouple from the train, and then using the escape points can run to the front of the train and start their journey again. So that's pretty much the station area. It's the area that has seen the least amount of progress. Also, the buildings need painting. I mean, the platforms are still in place, or already in place, but there's still a lot to do. But what you can see is that I've got 3 new coaches here. Those are Depot Top Light City coaches. I got them relatively cheap, and I got 3 of them, 2 with a brake compartment or a guard compartment, and then 1 for a full first class coach. Again, I'm trying to build up a bit of a 00 scale rolling stock fleet, and mostly Great Western or Western region stock. So that's why I went with those coaches. I think they pretty much, well, are the highest detail coaches on the market currently if you're looking for something Great Western. I'm also looking at the new Rapido coaches that are set to come out this year. I mean, they have the cursory, I think that's what it's called, roof. So that's a bit earlier, but I might just grab a set of them as well, because I quite like the look of it. So yeah, that's pretty much the station area here at Princefield. And then you might recognize this section of the layout, as this is actually from the old layout, and this is the part of the narrow gauge line that I had finished. And looking back at it, I could have done a better job, especially considering the ballast and the trees. So the plan for this is to essentially get all the ballast out of there, because it's causing problems with the track, and reballast everything, and also get some new trees in, because those are pretty cheap and standard ones. So yeah, I want to have proper trees because I'm now doing everything well a bit higher standards than the last time. So yeah, that's, I mean, you pretty much know this area already. Again, we have space for 2 engines in the shed here, small coaling facility, and the water tower. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then instead of going downhill here, we have pretty much just, well, someone would call it a siding. My plan is to put a small platform or station here. And so in my head can essentially to have, for example, hikers come up here during the summer months and just go on a hike around the hills. So that's why I have this small little siding here. In general, you'll see that the narrow gauge layout or narrow gauge section of track isn't that long, but it's still quite fun to play with. And then we come over here to this area. This is actually the area that has the most, well, advanced since I started the layout. And here you can see my, well, I think it's the first proper double O gauge loco I ever bought. It is the Rapido Jones Goods, or Highland Railway Jones Goods, in the preserved livery, as I have already seen it at the Riverside Museum in Glasgow. Yeah, I just really like the look of it, and it's a very nice model to have. So yeah, and as you can see, it has a bit of a, it is a bit up on the hill. It goes downhill pretty steep here. This is all static grass. I really enjoyed using that, and I'm thinking about putting on a second layer with some longer grass, because at the moment it looks quite tidy, but not very natural as you might see it just yeah in the countryside. Up here we have Scallowy. To this point, my only item of 009 narrow gauge rolling stock, and I'm looking to expand that as well with some coaches or wagons in the near future. Then over here we have another road bridge. I really like the look of it. It has more of a stone, well, natural stone color to it, and yeah, I think it just suits the location very well. And if we go across that, you can also see that this pretty much is a pretty, well, it is a very nice cliff edge here, and my idea is to have some sand, maybe some water down here, because this should ideally be sort of raised up on a cliff over the sea. That's sort of the plan. And the narrow gauge line also drops down here to the same level as, or pretty much the same level as the nut gauge. And now we are already entering the second station of the line and also the terminus, Broadfield. So you can see I have already got a water tower here. It's it's a 3D print that I designed myself and then just sprayed with a sort of cream colored paint. And this is sitting in the next to the siding here at the end of the station. So my idea is to have locos fill up on water here when they are finished with the train in one direction. And coming around, you can see that the station has already got its platform. Sadly, there isn't place for a round loop, so you have a bit of shunting to do if you want to get your loco from this end of the platform to the other end. But I think that just adds to the play value that this layout has. The station building here is a bit different. It's also not painted yet. I still have to do that. It's a very small station. I have thought about sort of giving the whole platform a roof, but I think that would just cover up too much of the narrow gauge line that runs behind it. And so yeah, I just really like the idea of having a crossover platform where you have the standard gauge on the lower level and then the narrow gauge on the upper level. And then this is probably where I've done the least work, but here's the entrance to the station, so you can essentially walk up to the platform through the station house or station building. And yeah, that's pretty much a look at the entire layout. It's a bit smaller, or a lot smaller than the old one, but that's just what fits in here the best. And I'm really happy with it. And as you can see, I've already got a bit of rolling stock, some wagons for a goods train. And this, I mean, you also know, you know my duck model. But my second double O gauge loco is already on its way to Austria, and it is, of course, the pannier tank from a Hero scale. I'm really looking forward to having that and converting it to run on marking track. Yeah, I've read so much about how awesome it is, and I'm really looking forward to experiencing it. Yeah, for myself. So in terms of what has happened to the layout already, as you can pretty well as you can tell, everything down here is made from styrofoam, and then there's a layer of plaster cloth on top that just gives a bit of strength to the entire layout. The next step was then to paint essentially, well, everything with a brown color to have an earthy sort of look to it. And after that, I started ballasting, and I mean that's pretty much the best section to look at it. As you can see, I've already also painted the rails in a rusty brown color. I think it is a very nice look. I quite enjoy it. And the next step was already putting on the static grass, and some smaller shrubbery is already in place here, and I'm just slowly making my way towards evolving the layout. So next step will probably be, as I've already ballasted this section here, to put down the static grass in this area as well, and then eventually start working on the buildings as they need painting. Yeah, and then pretty much the last thing I think we will do is ballast the station area here, and then get out the static grass for this area again. So yeah, there's still a lot to do, but I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, just if we're being honest, the last layout was nice, but just not up to well higher modeling standards. So yeah, I really enjoy the new look of the layout and how it's evolving. It's looking really good. You can leave your thoughts in the comments below, and also leave a like if you want to see more of this layout. So that's it for now. I hope you have a great day, and bye for now.